Drinking Bros, presented by GhostBed.com. Live from the newsroom in Austin, Texas, here's Drinkin Bros Fake News. That is a fine intro. I thought you were going to cap it with a ham horn, dude. No ham horn? There it is. Come on, dude. Today's the day.
Delco shook because he was making himself a drink a minute ago and he found a spider in his cup.
We said drink it.
Yeah. Well, he's going to be off
Drink
all
the
day
spider,
now.
dude.
Yeah, I don't know. We may have to get a new Delco.
We might.
If you're from Delco and you're out there and you know how to engineer,
yeah,
give us a call because he may need to go to rehab.
Georgia, you look confused back there. Is everything okay? Is everything in your life okay right now? It isn't ours. Do you need to crack open a hard AF seltzer? Yes or no? Possibly. Why? What happened? What do we got? Low? Jack it up, brother. Jack it up, dude.
I'm not a journalist, Troy Laughlin. I am an opinionist. Mm-hmm. It's a different thing.
Whole different thing altogether. Cheers, D'Anthony. Here we go.
Yeah.
Hard AF Seltzer is out today. It is live around the world. Go to hardafseltzer.com. Order as many cases as you like. D'Anthony and I will be doing a business show on it. We're going to do this once a month where we kind of give you updates about it. We got a lot of messages for Black Rifle when we launched that off the show. And everybody was like, man, I wish you guys would have told us about how this went along the way and everything else that goes with it. And there's a few other podcasts who have been successful in telling their story and getting it out to the world. That way you guys have an honest, informed opinion. So that way, if you're sitting at home and you want to start a company, we'll straight up tell you the fucking highs and lows of all this shit. Yeah. Because it's not all fun and games.
No, sometimes it's a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah. A lot of time. I would say 99% of the time. And then you have days like this where it goes out to the world. And I remember our lawyer, Rachel, shout out to Rachel Schaefer in Nashville. But she goes, how do you feel this morning? And I was like, relief. There's not really, I'm not excited. It's more relieved that everything worked and the website is working and people are able to order and they'll be partying with us soon. And shout out to Joel, one of our hosts on our network for Iconoblast. He cut a little video of all you guys who flew in. There was about 500 people for the Hard AF Seltzer launch party. And I think we'll play that clip now, Giorgio, for the world.
1 second. I switched places with Bob. And
Did you? Why did you do that? How high are you today?
I think he's still recovering from
Are you?
the edibles the other day. I asked him how he liked them. He goes, well, it's only been 2 days. I'm like, no, it's been 3.
It's been 3.
So Giorgio's lost a day.
Lost a day.
He's lost 33.3% of his days since the edible situation.
And those, by the way, this is we might as well just say this is a promo for dietsmoke.com. Promo code Drinkin Bros is 20% off. Those are the only ones you can really trust of like, oh, those are the same size.
I
Bob,
had this up in 10 seconds, ready to go.
Bob fucking
I blame Bob.
got nuked on
Like
those
right
goddamn
now,
edibles.
right now, what I have to deal with back here.
Yeah. It's the riffraff. You're the only fucking person back there not causing us problems.
I know.
And that's probably why the spider came after you. It's a Russian agent.
We
trying
just
to fuck us up.
We just had a brand new fucking producer's booth built for you guys. Now we're gonna burn that to the ground at the new studio.
With you inside of it, probably.
Yeah.
I can press play whenever you want.
Great. Let's show that clip. Shout out to everybody who came. Boom. HardAFSeltzer.com. It's available around the world right now. Full disclosure. So we did this for the Super Bowl. I don't remember anything after that.
I don't remember getting home.
Nope. No.
I'm told, and there's video evidence to suggest that I had had a stranger take Brittany and my picture in front of this fucking stupid thing. Who knows? Who knows?
The only thing I did know was that because sometimes you drunk post where you're just like, oh shit, I don't remember that. I remember drunk posting all of my betting slips because I won literally every bet off the Super Bowl.
Yeah, we won
and
a
it was
lot
like,
of money.
Fuck, it ended up being, I think, $7,600. And it was awesome. And I posted that, so I obviously knew that I won and I had covered, but I had to physically go back and watch the fourth quarter the next day to kind of catch back up. It was a lot closer than I remember. I was like, holy shit, that came down to the last minute?
Yeah.
Who knew? Who knew?
It's the most important thing you can learn from that video is that, as Jesse demonstrated, it's okay to drink 2 of them while pregnant.
Yeah, if you're pregnant, you're
At
fine.
the same time, I mean.
You're fine.
You can drink more than 2, but you can drink 2 at the same time.
Once the baby gets this much cooked, you're good to go.
I'm not sure that's accurate,
I don't think so. I think so.
but who cares?
You know,
it's not my kid.
what's the downside? You
Well,
know,
Down syndrome.
obviously.
Or fetal alcohol syndrome is where they look like a largemouth bass, I think, is that one. So you probably want to avoid that.
Large mouth, skinny. Sounds like a perfect woman.
Yeah, nailed it. Nailed it. We got a lovely show today, kids. There's some real news in here, and there's also news that's didn't seem real. Shabusiness. I'm gonna cock tease the word shabusiness for later on in the show. Hopefully that'll let you stay around. I didn't know what the fuck that was, and I've never heard that name before on a human being, but here we are. First up here, damn, dude. First up right out of the gates, Zelensky, president of the Ukraine. Is he a president or prime minister? What do they call it?
He's the president. They also have a prime minister.
Okay. The assassination plot to kill him has been foiled. A plot to assassinate Ukrainian presidents. You want to give me that name? Volodymyr?
It's Volodymyr, and it's the Ukrainian version of Vladimir.
Okay.
Obviously.
It's a weird one.
Nope.
Zelensky was allegedly foiled over the weekend after the Chechen troops sent after him were destroyed. This seltzer's already kicking in. According to the Secretary of Ukraine's National Security and Defense Council, officials were tipped off that a unit of elite Chechen special forces had been dispatched to kill the Ukrainian leader. How did he get out of there, D'Anthony?
I don't know.
How did this guy keep living? He's a hero. He's a folk hero.
Well, it's probably because he's not even there, and he's a crisis actor, to be honest. But the way that he likely escaped this particular situation are those exploding smoke bombs from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, where they say "Ninja vanish."
Yeah.
I'm told that's what it was, but I have no proof of that. We'll see. I'll have to confirm that.
When these stories pop up, and again, this is why it's called fake news, I don't know whether this is real or not, or whether this just sounds like a great story for the media that everybody can run with. Because as this has gone along, this Russia-Ukraine thing, we showed the movie posters the other day on the show. We've seen the articles. We've seen the celebrities come out. He's so brave. He's so amazing. They stopped Helen Mirren at the SAG Awards the other night, and they were like, what do you think about this? Is there a movie going to be made about his life? And she answered the question. She goes, look, we don't have the ending of that movie yet.
Yeah.
So we might want to pause. And I thought it was really funny. I don't know if she meant it to be serious or not, because it's Helen Mirren.
Well, Helen Mirren's real name is Helen Mironov.
Is it really?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Russian.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, but she was born in England, but her parents are Russian.
Who cares,
dude? One
dude?
of them was, at least.
If you're Russian, you never change.
She was born Helen Lydia Mironov at Queen Charlotte and Chelsea's Hospital in Hammersmith, which is in London.
Yeah, I used to call my penis the Hammersmith in college.
Like right towards the end of World War II as well. Her dad was Russian. So
No shit.
her father was named Vasily Petrovich.
So maybe she
Mironov.
was being serious.
Yeah.
She was like, let's wait for the end.
You would all have known that she was Russian if you had just watched The Office, because Dwight Schrute called her out one time, too.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Fuck, man.
He doesn't like Russians, I
No.
guess. I don't know.
During a news conference here, well, first of all, this assassination attempt was reported by Ukrainian officials, so take it for what it's worth, by the Russian FSB, who their secretary, boy, you're giving me all the tough names today, Alexei Danilov. You're welcome. That's probably perfect and exactly how him and his family have pronounced it for years and years. Claims to not want to take part in the conflict. During a news conference, Danilov said, I can say that we have received information from the FSB who today do not want to take part in this bloody war. And thanks to this, the Chechen elite group was destroyed.
I'm sorry. Let me stop you right there. So, Bob's favorite thing about this war so far is how the Chechens are being treated as orcs. Like it's the Viking berserkers being released. Like they've got all this fucking infantry experience or some shit. Or like there's some like, it's this new breed. It's like the boys. They're on Compound V. They're all fucking like, no, dude, they're fucking Chechens. They're from the fucking Urals and shit. It's not like they're some kind of lunatic group of people. Well, they might be kind of loony, but so what you're being asked to believe is that the Chechens were deployed by Putin's forces to come assassinate Zelensky, and that the FSB, the security bureau inside the modern version of the KGB, went ahead and let the Ukrainians know that it was coming so they could stop it after. So you're telling me that the KGB or the fucking FSB and Putin, who started the FSB, by the way, aren't working together here. That's what we're told. That's like saying, I mean, it's fucking stupid for the first part, but it was only Ukraine and the Western media that pumped all this up in the first place. So it's like saying, oh, these fucking terrorists are going to come wipe us all out, and then nothing ever happens. And like, yeah, because we stopped them. Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Is that why? Yeah. Or did it never fucking exist? Because you've got literally zero evidence to that.
So this one, man, I'm going to say is fake news. For real.
This is nonsense.
This sounds like folklore in the media to prop this guy up, to make it seem like he's a hero and they're standing up to Russia and Russia's going to lose. I have a feeling shit's going to get real bad here in the next couple weeks.
So Kiev will be under Russian control sometime in the next 4 to 6 weeks. 100%.
Okay.
And I don't know if Zelensky's going to make it out. Honestly, I don't know if he's even still there. I doubt it. And if you want to hear more about who he is and how he came to power and stuff like that, I'll give you a couple of the high notes. The first thing is that he was identified after having a comedy troupe and rom-com career as an actor. He was identified by a man named Eeyore.
I'm sorry?
It's I-H-O-R. Eeyore.
Really?
Yeah.
Like the donkey in Winnie the Pooh.
Pronounced the same way as my understanding, yeah. And he is the third. He's one of the Slavic area oligarchs.
Okay.
And is the third richest billionaire in Ukraine. And he hand-selected Zelensky, even giving him his attorney, who was a former attorney for another Ukrainian president, pro-Russian Ukrainian president. Like this dude was selected as an actor. And then somebody equivalent to like an internal George Soros or Michael Bloomberg or some rich dude that's involved in politics pretty much bought his way into the presidency. And now we're here where we are, and you're seeing all this propaganda running around. If you haven't seen the movie Wag the Dog, I highly recommend going to watch it because you're seeing it unfold in front of your very eyes right now.
That's what it feels like. And again, we call this fucking show fake news because it's getting harder and harder to decipher what's real and what's not. I'm actually going to say this is false. And I'm with you on the fact that I don't even know if that motherfucker's still in the country.
I highly doubt it. He's probably in Delaware in front of a set.
Yeah, he's probably with Biden.
Yeah.
They're just chilling, dude. He's got his dick out. He's playing the piano a little bit. That's still one of the best videos I've ever seen. There's a video of him playing the piano with his penis.
I think it's funny. I mean, some of my favorite videos are very candid moments of weird shit like that happening. Like that thing where George Bush is like, we're going to fucking defeat terrorism and blah, blah, blah. Now watch this drive. And he hits a drive. I thought that was really funny. It's funny, man. Because it's people lionize or deify these fucking politicians, leaders, whatever you want to call them. But they're just people. And usually most people are fucking knuckleheads.
Yeah. Yeah. This is no different. The fucked up thing for me will be what happens if they actually kill him in brutal fashion, this guy. If Putin goes in there and actually kills Zelensky in brutal fashion.
I don't think it'll happen like that. I think they'll fucking grab him and kill him in private, and you'll never hear from him again. That's what I think.
I think they would want to splash that on the headlines.
Him lying in the street dead is a powerful image, and one that the Ukrainians in the West would use to their advantage. Him just disappearing creates chaos, which is where Russia thrives. My opinion. That's what if I were Putin, I would either drop enough bombs on his exact location that they would never recover anything, or I would fucking grab him and take him somewhere else and kill him there.
So let me ask you this: with Bin Laden, for example, obviously they didn't show photos of him because he was riddled with 2,000 bullets. That's my understanding of it.
Well, they also didn't want to martyr him. The reason they threw him in the ocean is because they didn't want to fucking have some mecca for people to go to,
right,
and celebrate him and shit like that.
So, if in that regard, it would make sense where, if he did die, keeping it private would probably be the best. However, if he does die and everybody finds out about it, he'll go down as a fucking hero.
Yeah, regardless of what the truth
exactly
is. Yeah,
exactly. I was talking about this earlier this morning about Kanye West. If Kanye West died tomorrow, he would go down as the greatest of all time.
Maybe if before this latest album, like if he had died making this latest album or right before, because the latest one kind of sucks.
Yeah, I just heard it the other day. I'm not a fan of it, but the new song that they dropped the video for this morning's fucking dope as shit.
I haven't seen that yet.
With the game, he cuts off. He's got a cut off Pete Davidson head in it. It's and it's all animated too. It's like a nice.
He's never decapitated. He's buried alive up to his
he's buried
neck.
alive. Okay.
Yeah.
I bet he and Pete Davidson are friends.
Butthole eyes? No way.
I bet they are.
No way.
Yeah.
I bet they're having threesomes.
Pull up that photo, by the way, of the claymation. Sean had it earlier.
I don't think Kanye would let anybody publicly know that some other dude was affecting him in a negative way like that. Unless it was a joke.
It's in the song, yeah.
I know, but unless it was like a joke, I don't think he would do that.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. And it's old school claymation, kind of like Mr. Bill.
Yeah.
But he put the butthole eyes in there. So you can see the huge dark circles. There it is right there. Whoever the art department was who was tasked to do this fucking thing, bravo, sir.
Do you think it was, did Kanye tell him, like, hey, fine, make something that looks like Pete Davidson, or did he just, like, describe Pete Davidson?
Oh, he says it in the song.
No, well, I mean to the art department, though, because they, like, if we were to go to the art department, we're like, hey, we want to make a video about murdering Joy Behar.
Yes.
Right? Like, we need to show her head getting caught up. Most art departments are like, no, we're not doing that because we're going to get fucking sued or some shit, right? But if he just says, like, all right, I don't know, skinny, fucking butthole eyes, how hard is it to... He's got a very distinct look. It would be very easy to make that without actually having to say it out loud.
It could be Pee Wee Herman, too.
Who?
It might be.
Pete Davidson?
Well, Pete Davidson could be a Pee Wee Herman clone.
Skeet Davidson?
But that claymation.
Yeah. Fucking A, dude. It's a wild video. I know it's been trending on Twitter all day, but it's fun. I enjoy it. I certainly enjoy it. The next story I don't enjoy. This went way darker than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be an innocent murder attempt, and it's not. We were talking about this yesterday, right before we were leaving the studio, not on air. And this is our next story about Cain Velasquez. Former UFC heavyweight champion Cain Velasquez was formally charged Wednesday with attempted premeditated murder and multiple gun assault charges in relation to a shooting Monday night in San Jose, California, according to Santa Clara County District Attorney's Office. Velasquez, 39, is accused of targeting Harry Eugene Galarte, who is charged with allegedly molesting one of Velasquez's young relatives. So we heard about the attempted murder right when we were getting off here and then leaving, and you thought, all right, it's a UFC fighter. CTE, those stories were thrown around a lot. And then late last night, it broke that he was actually trying to murder somebody who had molested one of his relatives over 100 times. And he pulled up next to him. There was the guy was in the car, and his stepfather was in the car, and he opened fire and was not going to stop. He faces 10 counts that could carry more than 20 years of jail time if he is convicted. according to the DA's office. Velasquez was following Gallardet's truck in his own vehicle during an 11-mile high-speed chase through San Jose. He rammed the truck and then fired a .40 cal handgun multiple times into the truck, which carried Gallarte and 2 older relatives. Gallardet's 63-year-old stepfather, Paul Bender, was struck once in his arm and torso, but is expected to survive. This is a tough story, man, because I don't know anybody who wouldn't do this. And, Free Cain, hashtag Free Cain has been going all over the internet today, everywhere you see it. And even Dana White, I think, had made a statement. A
couple of people have.
Yeah. This one's super fucked up, and this is something we've talked about on the show for years and years and years. If you were molesting a child, you deserve to die. I hope nothing happens to him, but the reality is something will. And the more fucked up part of this story is the guy who molested this child was released on bond. And he's going, Velasquez is in fucking prison right now.
Yeah. So there's a number of things that the press isn't really reporting so far, at least nowhere that I've seen. One of the tidbits is that Gallarte, the child rapist, as we'll refer to him as a child rapist moving forward, lived with his mom. He's 43, lived with his mom. His mom ran a daycare, and he lived at the daycare.
I have not read that.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. So who knows how many children that woman has allowed her son to rape. Now, I don't know what involvement or knowledge the stepdad, whatever the fuck his name is, Paul Bender, I don't know what he had to do with any of this shit. But one of my family members, like if I'm dating a woman and her fucking adult son gets charged with raping children, not picking him up from the fucking police station.
No.
Not that, Paul Bender should have been shot or anything like that. But this is a time to kill, right? Samuel L. Jackson's daughter gets raped by rednecks. He goes to shoot them and does, but also shoots Chris Cooper's character. I don't remember what.
Yeah, he blew his leg off.
Like a cop, Deputy Looney or some shit. Yep. This is like you're seeing it play out in front of your eyes right now. Very bizarre that it happened that way.
Very bizarre that it's Cain Velasquez.
I mean, not really. Like I'm not sure if because it's a minor, they can't identify who it is unless Cain did it himself or the parents of the child, whomever it is. But I'm told it's his child, right?
That's what I've read, but it keeps referring to it as relative. And
yeah,
it's
because
like,
they can't identify exactly who it is. It's illegal.
Oh, it is?
Yes.
Okay.
It's illegal to identify the person exactly in the press. And if they said his child, that would be
Got it. If it is his child, I would not have stopped shooting at that point. And I think he tried to reload, is what I heard.
Well, I don't think so. He had 2 10-round magazines when the police pulled him over because he left the scene. And had shot 8 times. I believe there's 2 rounds left in one of the 10-round magazines.
Okay.
He had 2 10-round magazines. That's what I said.
So Ronda Rousey came out and said she would have done the same or worse. Dana White's exact statement was, I obviously feel sorry for him and his family. It's a horrible thing. I don't know enough details to speak on it, but from what I've heard, we all say we would do it if it ever happened to us. Cain actually did it. There's not a world that I can imagine if that happened to one of my children, me not doing the same fucking thing. Like, I don't even know how I'd be able to contain myself. I guess the only shocking part of this story to me is if you're Cain Velasquez, you're a legend in the UFC. Wouldn't you want to do this with your fucking bare hands? Because, I mean, just to inflict as much pain as possible, because a gunshot is too easy. Like that's too easy for one of these motherfuckers. Like, at that point, I would want to see Cain rip the guy's eyeballs out and then start systematically. Like, I bet he could tear his dick clean off his body.
Yeah, sure. He would dismantle the guy pretty easily.
No, but to pull a penis off a man's body.
Yeah, like in Sin City.
Yeah.
Where not Bruce Willis, who is it? It's,
I haven't seen that movie in like 20 years.
What's his name? What's the big dude's name? In Sin City.
Mickey Rourke?
Mickey Rourke, but what was it? Anyways, Mickey Rourke's character in Sin City grabs that fucking...
No, it was Bruce Willis's character. Who ripped the
was?
dick off of the yellow guy who rapes
Yeah.
girls? That was Bruce Willis's
Oh, okay,
character.
cool.
Okay.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, Marv, that's it. Yeah. So, I mean, it's... I guess it's, I mean, people talk about what they would and wouldn't do. Now we know what Cain Velasquez would do, but there's smarter ways to handle that situation.
And Ross, to answer what you were saying, is the initial confrontation happened at a bar, and there was one other person in the car. So I'm assuming there was 3 people at a bar. Cain approached. I'm not sure if he approached with his hands at first, and possibly the gun was just there for protection if they were armed as well. But it seems like they fled, and then he chased after them and then fired into the car.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, so, I mean, it's... the guy got arrested for sexually assaulting a kid or some shit like that. And you would, if you've never looked into this before, I highly recommend looking into it, how little jail time you incur from something like that. A teacher in here near Austin this weekend got arrested for all kinds of shit. He's facing 6 years in prison for touching multiple kids. 6 years.
Yeah.
You should be executed immediately for that shit. Cain Velasquez never should have been able to fucking see this guy in public because that guy immediately should have been murdered right out in the street. Or, I mean, let Cain do it himself.
Yeah.
Like in a safe environment or something like that if it's his kid. If one of my children were raped, I would kill everybody involved in that and anybody that got in my fucking way too.
Yeah.
So put me on this jury and I will vote innocent. Not guilty. Innocent.
So what do you think will happen with this? Because Cain Velasquez
It's in California.
is pretty high profile.
In the San Jose district, he's going to jail.
No shit.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, they're a bunch of liberal cunts out there. And they're the ones that have been supporting all this fucking pro-pedophilia bullshit over the last 10 years.
I don't know anything about San Jose, but I know about the DAs in
It's Silicon
California
Valley.
who've been going through that. So you think he'll really go to jail over this?
Yes, he's going to jail.
God damn it, man. And because the other thing, too, is you have to wait for this fucking trial. These trials take about 18 months because the court system is so backed up in California. This is going to be a while.
Yeah. Yeah, it's weird to me that you can get out on without any bail for raping a kid, but the guy tried to avenge that. Well, he probably won't even get offered bail.
No.
To be honest.
No. There's no way he will. But the other guy's out. He's just fucking chilling today. Probably playing some Xbox.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be a shame if something bad happened to him.
It'd be awful if something happened to Paul Bender.
Maybe he'll fall over like Joy Behar did.
I didn't see that. Did she fall down the stairs today or something?
No, just out of her chair. It was kind of funny, and she got up. I only saw part of the video, but she got up laughing, so I don't think she's hurt or anything.
Okay.
It's pretty funny.
What really hurt her, though, was when
Joe
Russia
Rogan didn't get pulled off the air.
No.
Oh yeah,
well,
when Russia fucked
invaded,
up her plans.
Yeah, dude.
I've got to get to Capri at least once a year, man. Otherwise,
I got to go to Italy. I can't go to Italy.
Yeah.
They've invaded Ukraine, and I'm worried about going to Italy, and my trip will get canceled.
Yeah.
Sorry, Joy. You've probably been to Italy 50 fucking times anyways, We got some sponsors to pay for this shit wagon to be on the air. First and foremost, ghostbed.com/Drinkin Bros. 40% off the bundle package. That is the adjustable base and the mattress combined. You get 40% off of that. I can promise you once you have the adjustable base, you will never go back. It's got USB ports, flashlights, fucking the head-to-toe vibrator is dope as shit. The vibrator on that goddamn thing is amazing. Big fan of that. And it's got a bunch of settings. So if you want to go into book mode or if you're reading or just watching TV, they've also got TV mode on there. It's amazing. Now, if you want 30% off everything in the entire store, you just use the promo code Drinkin Bros at checkout. You get pillows, sheets, maybe just the mattress there at 30% off. You can combine them. You can fill up that cart. Get 30% off of everything with the promo code Drinkin Bros at checkout. The pillows, do not sleep on them, but obviously you have to because they're pillows.
Well, so Brittany and I are leaving Sunday to go to Florida, and we're taking an extra bag and packing our fucking ghost bed pillows in there. I'm tired of this horse shit.
You have to. And if for all of 2022, 60-month pay-as-you-go program, no interest there at ghostbed.com/Drinkin Bros. Combine all those deals together, and you're looking at a new mattress set for about 20 to 25 bucks a month. Go to ghostbed.com/Drinkin Bros today. Next up, the Russian and Ukrainian leaders have met in Belarus. Officials from Russia and Ukraine are scheduled to meet in Belarus for talks as the Russian invasion goes on for its 7th day. They've met once so far, and they're going back again. The head of the Russian delegation, Vladimir Medinsky, all their names sound very, very close.
Yeah, that's too close. That almost sounds like they made it up.
Yeah. Is any of this real?
No.
Said, as far as I know, the Ukrainian delegation has already departed from Kiev, or Kyiv. There's a lot of people. If you're from the country, you call it Kyiv, like myself. I know that landscape very well,
It's
so I'm going
like
to call it Kyiv.
Nevada.
Yeah, it's Kyiv. But we're expecting them tomorrow. The two sides of the conflict have agreed upon the Brest region of Belarus, which borders Poland.
It actually borders your mom. Nobody cares where any of this shit is. Fuck out of here.
Why tell where you're going to meet to the whole world is what I don't really
know.
get either. Where it's like, hey, guys, here's where we're going to be. So don't try anything funny.
I would definitely do that if I was the Ukrainians. It's like a woman telling her friends where she's going on a blind date.
Yeah, but if
Yeah.
you're the Russians, you kind of want to do it in secret, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Which maybe Putin's in Delaware at Biden's house too. Who knows? They're all like they're just moving sets around inside. We haven't seen any of these guys outside in like fucking 2 weeks.
No, dude, no. And I was watching The Daily Show too. They're still in like fucking closets there.
Yeah.
I don't really understand why. They've lifted everything everywhere at this point, right?
Except for the airlines. I haven't heard anything. That was kind of the next thing that I was expecting to happen is for the airlines to make some kind of announcement.
Yeah. They haven't.
No, I mean, I don't understand why though. It would be maybe they're waiting for. Yeah, that's probably true. They're probably going to wait for a down period in flights and then be like, hey, by the way, you don't have to wear a mask anymore, just so people will buy a bunch of flights.
Yeah, probably. So, serious question on this meeting here in Belarus, the second one that they're about to have. What's the end result? Because I think if you say, hey, we're going to have a peace treaty, what was the sense of invading at all? And if this is in my opinion at this point, the way the media has built up this fucking Zelensky guy,
Yeah.
I don't think there's a way out for him now. So if he signs over his fucking country to Russia,
Well, he's not going to sign over the country to Russia. What Putin would want is for him to sign some kind of treaty that involved Ukraine not trying to get into NATO anymore,
okay.
which is
What about the EU?
yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
That's the other part. I don't know. They've already signed a letter of intent to join the EU. So I don't know how that's going to go either. But yeah, I would expect that Putin would ask for them to take that off the table as well, and then he'll add a additional request just to beef it up so he can say that he compromised. But those two things, especially, I think they're going to want. For Ukraine, they want people out of the country, but I don't know about the rest.
In your best guess, what is the end resolution for this whole fucking thing? Because I'm torn. I'm torn. I think, look, you have a comedian and an actor and everything else who loves this kind of attention. Very Trumpish, right? And it's at a fucking max level right now for this guy. Again, the press is treating him like a goddamn folk hero. So I don't think he can really sign anything. The only other option is to fight to the death at this point, because he's not going to back down, I don't think. I think it's too much, and it's gotten too big.
Well, it's not even on him to back down anymore. Even if Zelensky did, I don't think the international community would stop doing what they're doing. But there's got to be some room in this discussion for people to realize that the Ukrainian people are clearly pretty independent-minded and brave, and Putin is a sociopath. And there's got to be room for people to understand that there's not a whole lot of difference between the system of government and its execution and the and the corruption associated with that between Ukraine and Russia. They're pretty similar in that regard. Like there's no question Russia's the aggressor here, and unnecessarily so. But the only functional difference between the two governments, other than this latest violence, is that Ukraine is palatable and friendly to the West, and Russia's not. That's the only difference. So we're not making a moral decision based on Ukraine's good, Russia's bad. We're making a decision on Ukraine likes us, Russia doesn't. Maybe that's a good way to do it. Maybe it's not. I don't know. But this whole black versus white, good versus evil, it's nonsense.
Yeah, and I don't know how it's going to end, to be honest with you, because you got to weigh the hype of everything in the world and everything that's going on around you versus what would actually be best for your country.
Well, now Russia is in a bit of a spot, and I don't know if it's a good or a bad one, to be honest. It depends on how they handle it, but they're not just negotiating for Ukraine to stay out of the EU or NATO and in exchange for Russia to leave. Now they're negotiating with the entire global economy on, are you still going to buy our fuel if we stop doing this, and so on and so forth. Like, there's a lot going on there.
A lot. And if Russia steamrolls...
Anybody that tells you they know what's going to happen or that they know where this is going is a fucking liar.
Yeah, totally.
In my opinion. I don't think anybody has any idea. Like, we can speculate. We know a lot about Vladimir Putin, the way he thinks and the way he fights. Everybody's surprised that this convoy stuck, as they like to call it, or stalled, and that a bunch of conscripts came in and got killed first. This is how the dude fights. None of this should have been surprising to anybody. The attack itself in the first place shouldn't have been surprising because he's been telegraphing it for 10 years. I mean, we know a lot of that stuff, but as far as how it's going to work, because there's so many different stakeholders now, it's not just the Ukraine and Russia or Ukraine and that region versus Belarus, Russia, and all that shit, or even China's influence. Now it's coming into the UN where the main body of the UN is talking about having a vote to remove Russia from the permanent UN Security Council, right? And if that happens, you got to think that China is going to have something to say about that.
Yeah.
I was going to say, there's also an interesting situation with Ukraine and Russia are both massive wheat exporters to Africa
huge wheat exporters,
and Central Asia as well.
Wheat?
Wheat.
Oh, wheat. Okay.
Yeah, like something like 30% of the wheat that goes into Africa comes from the Ukraine and Russia.
No shit.
Yes.
What an odd fucking fact. I would think it would be too cold there to grow wheat.
I don't think we give a fuck, man.
I have a fun update on the Russian economy from what looks like Russia's CNBC.
Yeah. Go ahead. Fire away.
All right, I'm gonna play this. I doubt we'll get dinged, but we'll see.
Richardo Medinsky. What if we do? What if we get dinged by Russia? Is this Russia?
This is Russian CNBC, basically.
So
this isn't literally CNBC, but it's their financial
is
network.
YouTube should not ding this because that should be part of it. We should be able to monetize Russia.
Yeah, if it's not RT or Sputnik, then you're fine.
Okay.
But those two have been demonetized.
Does she speak English or Russian?
No,
No, so
there's-
there is subtitles. So if Rob wants to just read, the
Yeah, Rob, will
subtitles
you read those in a fun, flirty, like Russian
for
accent?
the audio listeners?
Yeah,
Yeah, I can do that.
because we have an audio show too, Rob.
All right.
Can you do a
Well, I
Russian
can
accent while you're reading it?
Yeah, I can.
Yeah.
Yes, I can do Russian accent. Yes, do Russian. Yeah.
Great.
Do you want me to play the clip, or you want me to just do it?
Play the clip and then read it for us
all right.
as it goes.
Okay. With me.
Wait, stop it. Turn the audio
Okay.
off
All
on
right.
that.
I got it. Got it.
There we go.
With me in studio today is Alexander Butmanov, economist, founder of investment group Allies and expert stock market expert on stock market strategy. Alexander, hello. Greetings, good day.
Just do it.
Damn it, it's fast. Our stock market, this is the reporter, our stock market strategy is outdated now, or do you still hope to remain in profession? Beam. Worst case, this is Alexander, the trader. Worst case scenario, I'm going to work as a Santa Claus as I did 25 years ago. But that's only once a year. Excluding jokes, let's do this quickly.
What's he reaching for there?
I send regards to Sergei Uschenko, who drank 13 years ago to the death of the stock market.
Is this motherfucker going to drink live on air?
Yes. Today I am drinking carbonated water. Dear stock market, you were close to us. You were interesting. Rest in peace, dear comrade. So he's toasting to the death of the Russian economy.
Wow.
To which this woman says, I'm not going to comment on this stunt because I do not want to believe it.
Yeah, well, she also doesn't want to get killed tonight.
Yeah.
You know?
It
It would have been more impressive though if he was drinking real alcohol. Like you can't just raise a sparkling water.
Yeah, that was pretty lame. I don't believe him now because of that.
No. Raise some 8% seltzer. For
I will say
36.
this: it's not a great thing for the global economy that the ruble. Like a lot of lefties in the media have been dunking on Russia, like, oh, the sanctions are working. We're fucking up their economy. Like, I guess technically, fucking up their economy is part of sanctions, but I'm not sure that's the critical part. Like the affected behavior is the critical part. Like having a bunch of pissed off Russian citizens, maybe it's good, maybe it's not, but the way that this is going to affect the global market, like we're going to see a rise in inflation here in the States for sure.
Oh yeah.
Like that's going to happen again. And what are we at fucking 7.5% already? So
Yeah, I mean it's the highest since 1982. They said the other day.
yeah. So we're probably going to see some of that. We're probably going to see some global currency instability, which is always bad for the economy.
Great.
Yeah. We'll see what happens. I mean,
All of this is fun, isn't it? When I drove by, because I got to get gas after work, I was looking at the prices and I was like, shit.
yeah.
We're heading towards LA, California prices here. California's headed towards moon prices.
Yeah, it's a good time to invest in decentralization, like crypto and shit like that.
Yeah, how's crypto doing? Let's hear from the crypto
We're
boys.
down today.
Yeah, it'll be down. It'll be up and down, but from the start of the conflict to the end of it, my guess is it'll be up probably 15 to 20%
Okay.
for the major ones.
I'll track that for you.
Yeah, track it.
Yeah, find out.
That's just a guess, but I think that's how it'll go because Russia's going to have to make a decision soon. All of these oligarchs who have liquid assets and banks are probably hedging right now, and the ones that have real estate in places where their assets can be seized because assets are being seized now by Germany and other places. The U.S. is talking about doing the same thing for oligarchs that own Russian real estate, or Russian oligarchs that own American real estate. They're talking about just taking it away from them right now, and I don't know what that looks like. If it's going to absorb it into the government, like the government shouldn't own property, I don't think. But all that stuff's happening, so you're going to see probably a lot of assets be sold, which is going to fuck around with the market a little bit, and then cryptocurrency.
Yeah, I was going to
That's
say,
my
so
guess.
I pulled up the cryptocurrency here on my phone, down 4 to 5% for Bitcoin and Ethereum today.
Or you can buy the dip on the ruble.
Yeah.
I thought about that.
Did you really?
A lot of people are thinking about it.
Really?
The only problem is there's a run on the banks right now, and they're having to hold people off from taking their money out. So now is not the time to do it.
Is there a way to do it, Giorgio?
If they can stop the run on the banks right now and let the ruble stabilize for a couple of weeks, like during the attack and shit like that, and no new sanctions show up, yeah, you could buy the dip and make a lot of money.
Isn't it worth like a penny or something? Like less than a penny now?
I'm not sure, but I'm sure they let you exchange at the airport or a couple like little cash conversion places. Maybe there's some hard rubles in the U.S. I'm guessing.
Do we have to send you to Russia?
I mean, maybe. I'll go with Dakota.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah,
That's right. He was on Rogan yesterday.
he was.
Yeah, Joe Rogan, Dakota. I caught that. Yeah, maybe we'll send you over to Russia, and then you can do the exchanges, get the vodka that everybody's pouring out, and bring some back.
Ukraine's got to calm down on posting all these videos, like the Ukrainian Information Ministry and Defense Department over there, Defense Ministry. They've got to stop posting videos of dead Russians and Russians in captivity. It's a violation of the Geneva Convention. You can't do that.
I thought the same thing too. So who was on yesterday? Jack Carr. When we showed or we talked about it, we didn't show it. The crying Russian soldiers.
Yeah, that's illegal.
And the other part too is you keep showing that shit. It's gonna piss them off even fucking more, and it's not good for anybody. I don't know what the hopes and dreams are of it because you're 5 days into this war. We're not even close to this thing really kicking off.
No, it's not started yet. It's what's happening right now is the same thing that Russia has done to Ukraine as a whole, which is to say, surrounding the southern border and the eastern border and controlled territories in the ocean, and then using Belarusian space to come from the north. They're doing the same thing with cities, all the major cities. Make a U shape. You allow people to escape out of one side, and you collapse in and surround it, right? And anybody who's left in there is fucked. That's fucking late 19th, early 20th century strategy, and that's how Russia fights. So it's happening. Like Kiev will be done
Probably by the end of the weekend?
3 to 4 weeks would be
Okay.
my guess. Like, it takes time to do this shit.
All right.
It takes time. That's why we're so used to fucking going from Kuwait to Baghdad in 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Or whatever the fuck, or just having paratroopers jump in and take airports and then flying people in and blah, blah, blah. We're so used to stuff happening really fast that this looks like failure to us, but this is not failure.
All right. Fun to keep an eye on, you know? If you're not into March Madness. If you're just in
I think
world
this
madness.
is gonna be one of the best college basketball tournaments in a long time.
I do too.
But the Russians aren't invited. I'll tell you what needs to happen. Dump out all your vodka. Make sure you kick the Russian team off of EA Sports FIFA 2022.
That'll show them.
That'll fucking show them.
Yeah.
Are you fucking kidding me? And people are talking about kicking Russian players out of the NHL and shit. Like, fuck you, dude.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. I don't even like the idea that the governments, if the government wants to sanction a guy, a Russian oligarch, excuse me, and say, no, you can't fucking do certain international transactions with these countries or SWIFT or whatever the fuck, that's dope. Do it. But if you start taking their property away when they've parked it in your area, that is fucking fucked up. That's civil asset forfeiture, and it is the most anti-libertarian thing on earth. I don't give a fuck how bad it is. You start that bullshit, you give people the ability and then set the precedent to do that, and it's only a matter of time before they come do it to your ass.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Yeah, and again, you keep showing these fucking videos all over TV. It's going to get worse and worse and worse.
Yeah, we're supposed to be de-escalating, right? Like that's what you do in war. Unless you want to go total war and actually go to war with these people, you're supposed to de-escalate. Like you always give your opponent, unless you're willing to wipe them all out, you always give your opponent a graceful exit, I guess.
Yeah.
Like if you just do this, it's all over. All right, fine. I can. That's acceptable to me. I'll do that, and we can end it. That's not what they're doing right now.
No, not at all. But you know who is? Roman. Get Roman.
Are they doing it? Yeah.
.com
With their wieners.
/Drinkin Bros. They're doing it with your wieners, okay? You know what Roman is, baby. That's showbiz. When the moment for intimacy arrives, you need to be ready. Roman ready, whether you've been in a relationship for years or you're just getting started. Having the confidence, that comes from preparation, brother. Means you're free to enjoy the moment when the moment comes. Even though you're far from ordinary, the truth is ED is really common. In fact, 52% of guys aged 40 to 70, oh my gosh, they experience some form of erectile dysfunction. I really got caught there, damn it. It was like the dick was in my mouth. I'm sure Roman's not going to be amped about that. But GetRoman.com /Drinkin Bros now, and you can speak to a U.S. licensed healthcare professional about erectile dysfunction and get $15 off your first month of treatment. Benefits of ED treatment can help you reconnect with your partner and rediscover the joy of sex. Roman Ready is confidence personified. It is the self-assurance that comes from knowing you've prepared yourself for the moments when that intimacy arrives. With Roman, you get a free online evaluation and ongoing care for erectile dysfunction, all from the comfort and privacy of your own home. A U.S. licensed healthcare professional will work with you to find the best treatment plan. If medication is appropriate, ships to you free with 2-day shipping. The whole process is straightforward, convenient, and discreet. Getting started is simple. Just go to GetRoman.com /Drinkin Bros and complete an online visit. Take care of your ED without leaving your home. Complete an online visit today to connect with a U.S. licensed healthcare professional and take care of it. Go to GetRoman.com /Drinkin Bros today, and if you're prescribed, you get $15 off your first month of ED treatment. Make sure you're ready to have confidence and control this fall. Roman Ready. Those packages, by the way, are when they say discreet, it's like a blue package. It just says Roman on it. No one knows what the fuck it is. Actually, I think it's just an R now. That's it. So congratulations.
It's Roco or something like that.
Yeah, it's nice, dude. Nobody knows. Nobody knows what's in that little
I
package.
want people to know.
So when you have it shipped to your house, you want Brittany to open it, go to the mailbox.
Yeah.
Get daddy's ED medication, yeah. Let's have a night. Let's have a night. That should be their slogan. Let's have a night. Let's just figure it out tonight. Throw some fucking oil on the
shaming
bed.
a party boner right now?
I'm not at all. I will never shame a fucking party boner here today. How many seltzers have we had, Giorgio? How many, brother?
At least one more.
You know, I think I could go one more. Nick, will you grab me one more of these things?
Look right behind you.
Yeah. I'm not going to get it. I can't get up. People will know that I'm not wearing pants if I get up out of the chair.
You're just shirt cocking
It's
it.
just a fucking T-shirt,
Just
brother.
shirt cocking it.
The rest is all fucking ding-dong and arms and legs underneath here. Next up, Biden gives his first State of the Union address, which went amazing. Amazing. According to media outlets, 78% of Americans approved of it.
No, we addressed this yesterday.
We did, didn't we?
Yeah.
And it was fucking awful. It was
No,
fucking
well,
awful.
we addressed the 78%. 78% of the people who were polled watched it, didn't approve of it. And of the people who approved when they got this lower number in the 70s, it was 49% of the people who approved were Democrats. So all 49%. And then of the 21% of centrists and 28% of Republicans, some other amount, far less clearly than that, thought it was an acceptable thing. But yeah, he was a bumbling dum-dum the whole time.
Yeah, and the State of the Union address was just as confusing as garbled as what I've been throughout this entire show today. And the thing is, I've been drinking, though. I can say that. I've been drinking out 8% fucking seltzers all goddamn
And
day.
I've been back here mouthing the correct words, Ross. It's
Yes.
just like the State of the Union.
Yeah, dude, this is exactly what it is. Like, dude, I'm Biden, but Biden's not drinking, okay? He's just old. I've been fucking partying, and I don't want to apologize for
Is that the new slogan? Hardy F will make you Biden.
Maybe. Go full Biden. Oof. What else we talked about yesterday with that State of the Union address? It seems, again, like he was on medication that was going to wear off in an hour, and he fucking sped through that speech in record time. I've never seen anything like it. He was determined to go straight forward and look in a camera and just get the fuck out of there.
Maybe he just had somewhere to be.
No.
Say.
Did he talk about the increasing inflation?
He did mention the word inflation once, I
Yeah,
believe.
he did. He did.
But he said a lot of stupid shit. He said that he said he released 60 million, or that they collectively released 60 million barrels of oil to temper the instability in the oil market. As we talked about yesterday with Jack Carr, that is a contingency plan. Like, that is admitting you fucked up. That's like saying, I put the fire out, man.
Yeah.
What are you bitching about? Although he did not put the fire out. He also talked about...
The police was interesting.
well, the police thing was weird.
Yeah.
Mentioning dead cops and then completely pivoting.
Yeah.
And saying that we got to fund the police. What are you guys talking about, defund the police? We got to fund them, man. Like, dude... There's a fucking 5.5 minute long video on my Twitter right now of all these lefty cunts over the last couple of years continuously saying we've got to
Defund the police.
defund the police or reimagine law enforcement. There's a bunch of code words for it, but it all means the same goddamn thing. He also said that his administration has created 6.5 million new jobs. Now, just to address that, if you shut down 12 million jobs through lockdowns and then 6.5 come back, that's what we like to call a net loss in the biz.
Yeah.
And you can't give somebody back what you stole from them. That's not how that works. And it's certainly not a fucking favor.
And that's what they're using for all the reports. So there was a White House graph that was sent out of jobs created under Biden versus Trump. Trump's was negative. His was in the positive, obviously, for Biden. And it was like, hey, man, we had a fucking pandemic. Like, everybody was fucking home during that. And if you're going to use that, and which he's using now for his creation of jobs, it's like, no, all the shit's been lifted, and, like, everybody's just going back to work. So why are you going to take credit for that? I thought he would have talked about the gas more, but I guess you can't when everybody's bitching about it.
Yeah.
The stickers are what keeps popping up at all these gas stations. I don't know who's doing it, but I love it. I feel like we should sell these goddamn things. It's Biden pointing.
Yeah, I did that.
Yeah, I did that. I've seen those almost at every single gas station I've been to. And I live about 40 minutes from here, so, like, there's a lot of places in between that I've stopped, and I'm like, God damn, that's fucking everywhere. So whoever's doing it, kudos.
Yeah, it's awesome.
It makes me laugh every single time. But man, the squad didn't stand up for Biden and clap during any of his shit, which I thought was odd.
It's a little odd, yeah. But I mean, you know, what are you gonna do?
It's too well. Here was my thinking of it. It's two different parties on that side, because I don't think he's progressive enough for the people in the squad, and they're not getting shit of what they want out of this. They wanted the Green New Deal and all that other bullshit. They're not getting any of it.
You remember what Biden offered them to forgive all the student loans, Green New Deal, all sorts of other shit. Nothing.
Nothing.
They didn't get any of that shit. So
nothing. So when they cut to like AOC and all those guys, and they were kind of straight faced during all of it, to me, it just personifies what the Democratic Party is. You just have two different parties in there who want totally different things. You have the moderate Democrats, and then you have the fucking hardcore AOCs and fucking Ilhan Omars and shit like that, who are just like, no, this isn't good enough. We want free everything and fucking socialism. And then on the far right, who was the chick who stood up with the drill baby drill dress on? Boebert?
the one that said 13 of them.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. That's Lauren Boebert. Yeah.
Yeah.
And she was. I'm not a huge fan of hers, but we have turned that into a T-shirt actually.
Okay.
It says 13 of them. And the thing she was referencing, like Biden was trying to use his dead son as some way to connect, like his son that died of cancer way after military service, not like he didn't die in war and shit. But he was trying to use his dead son to connect with the voters and pretend like he gave a fuck about veterans. And to this woman's credit, he made some mention of flag draped caskets. And she said, yeah, 13 of them, in reference to the 13 people that got killed in Afghanistan by a suicide bomber because of Biden's incompetence. So we've made a shirt on drinkingbros.com. It says 13 of them, and it's over the memorial thing, the boots and shit that you'll see at military funerals sometime, and all the proceeds from that are going to save our allies, which is Tim Kennedy and Nick Palmisano and all those guys, to help set up medical clinics in Ukraine and Afghanistan and get American people out and all sorts of other shit.
Yeah, and I wanted to get your thoughts on this while we're on it, because right before I left the house, we always have some form of TV on in the background while we're getting the kids ready and all that other stuff. Whoopi Goldberg on The View was pissed off today. Again, huge shock. You don't have to like this president to be respectful of him talking about the military and his son who died. What you said earlier, I think is often lost, that he didn't die in war, correct?
Correct. Yeah, he died of brain cancer. The point Biden was trying to make was about burn pits. And he didn't know if his son had gotten his condition from burn pits. I mean, that's a weird thing to say, to try to use the memory of your dead son to connect with fucking veterans to make yourself look better. That's weird to me. It's the reason that we don't run Memorial Day sales, that Black Rifle never ran Memorial Day sales, is because we're pretty uncomfortable using our dead friends and relatives to sell shit, including ourselves, by the way, which is what Biden was trying to do. It's fucking a lot more distasteful than someone standing up and reminding him about the people he got killed, in my opinion. And I don't like that woman at all.
In the way that this was framed in the narrative out of Biden all along, it makes it seem like his son actually died in war. And because to the normal person who doesn't know that much about him, because he used but he talked about Bo, his son, a lot during his campaign in the military, and because I didn't know, and I just assumed he died in war. But they never talked about cancer after the war, and I never heard anything about burn pits. So I don't know if that's a new thing, or if he's been saying that all along. But that was the first that I heard of it. The rest of it was all fucked up as well. She continued to hackle Biden. Again, she brought up the 13. And then finally, Biden touted his historic nomination of, all the hard names today for me. Ketanji? Is it Ketanji?
Ketanji.
Brown Jackson for the Supreme Court, fulfilling his promise to nominate a Supreme Court justice based on their gender and skin color. I'm fine with it. If she's got the credentials, she's got the credentials. I really don't give a shit what race anybody is.
No, I don't care. And some people have pointed out that she represented terrorists as a public defender. I mean, I don't think you get to choose who you represent.
You don't get
as
to
a
choose.
public defender.
Nope.
And you know, that's more of a comment on the criminal justice system and why terrorists should get legal representation at all instead of just being thrown into the ocean with a rock tied around their neck.
Yeah.
That's not her fault, though. I mean, I don't know anything about this woman, to be honest.
I don't either, and I think it's too early to speak on it.
I mean, I do honestly think that Joe Biden hasn't earned the right to nominate a Supreme Court justice and get one confirmed. Honestly, he's been such a fucking disaster as president. But you know, I mean, you set that precedent, and then the word disaster, the definition for that begins to change, and then nobody ever confirms another judge again. So
Yeah, and them's the rules. Like, you know, even dating back to Obama and that fucking Merrick Garland bullshit that everybody was pissed off about. Like, they didn't have the votes. There was no need to waste everybody's time on it. And them's the rules. Trump got a couple in. Biden gets to pick whoever he wants. That's what happens. I don't have a fucking issue with it, but just pick the most talented person. I don't. Race doesn't come into factor. Whether or not you're a man or a woman certainly doesn't mean shit to me as a judge.
No.
You know, if you were a power lifter, maybe, yeah. But
Yeah, I mean, I would want to see the back of your baseball card.
yeah. But other than that, as a judge, I don't give a shit.
Maybe they should do a combine for judges. Right?
Yeah.
Like they got to do the 40, or maybe make it a baseball combine. You got to run 60 yards.
Yeah.
Right.
The one cool moment I will say, politics aside, was when Biden called her. It was recorded of her excitement of getting the Supreme Court nomination. Because regardless of who you are in this life, that's one of those end-all, be-all jobs where, like, dude, that's a fucking amazing accomplishment. So congratulations to her, and I'm sure they'll dig into her record and all that other bullshit. But to Dan's point about representing terrorists, you don't get to choose in that. You just get assigned these fucking cases. And you do what you have to do,
Yeah.
I guess, to plow through it. And then if you do, maybe you become a Supreme Court justice one day. So next up, AdWise Babbel. No better time to learn a new language than now, especially if your country's been taken over. Babbel.com. They got 15-minute lessons that are the perfect way to learn a new language on the go. Whether it's saving more, spending less, getting organized, losing weight, ton of worthwhile goals this year. Learning a new language should be at the top of your list. With Babbel, they've sold more than 10 million subscriptions. It's like the biggest in the world. Not only is learning a new language a fun and engaging new hobby, you can use it while you check off traveling more from your list. And I think we'll be able to do that this year. I think, right? We're all done with this fucking bullshit?
So far as I know, yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. I think so. The whole Babbel process is addictively fast, fun, and easy. Babbel teaches bite-sized language lessons for real-world use. Babbel's 15-minute lessons make it the perfect language app to use on the go. Other ones use like AI and shit like that, but Babbel's lessons were created by over 100 language experts. What I like about them is they teach you simple sentences that you actually need and use in the real world, as opposed to like, you know, fucking Tolstoy, which you're not going to goddamn use anywhere. Well, maybe you will. With Babbel, you can choose from 14 different languages, including Spanish, French, Italian, and German. Plus, Babbel's speech recognition technology helps you improve your pronunciation and accents. Right now, when you purchase a 3-month Babbel subscription, you'll get an additional 3 months free. That's 6 months for the price of 3. Go to Babbel.com. Use the promo code DrinkinBros. That is BABBEL.com. Promo code DrinkinBros. Babbel, a language for life. Ukraine, what do they speak? They speak Russian?
Some Ukrainian.
Really?
Yeah.
You might want to get on Babbel then, dog.
Yeah,
If
they
they're
should
gonna
try
be
it out,
taking
yeah.
over.
I mean, I'm sure
I want to start learning Russian.
they probably know a lot of Russian, if I had to guess.
One would imagine, right? Next up, Facebook hates Nazis. Sometimes they hate Nazis. Facebook will temporarily allow its billions of users to praise the Azov Battalion, a Ukrainian neo-Nazi military unit previously banned from being freely discussed under the company's dangerous individuals and organizations policy. Azov's formal Facebook ban began in 2019, and the regiment, along with several associated individuals like Belitsky, were designed under the company's prohibition against hate groups, subject to its harshest Tier 1 restrictions, which we talked about that last year, that Tier 1 bullshit.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. My Facebook got deleted, my Facebook page, and all I was posting was goddamn weird videos.
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah. But this one, if you need a refresher on it, was engaging in praise, support, or representation of blacklisted entities across the company's platforms. According to internal policy materials reviewed by The Intercept, Facebook will allow praise of the Azov Battalion when explicitly and exclusively praising their role in defending Ukraine or their role as part of Ukraine's National Guard. So they're picking sides.
Yeah, I mean, it's. I guess the lesson here is it's okay to be a Nazi as long as you're not involved with Trump or the Russians,
Okay.
which they think are the same thing for some reason. Yeah, the Canadian truckers, according to Legacy Media, and the CBC in Canada and all these other guys, and you can include social media into that as well. It was okay for them to be called Nazis and deplatform and unplatform and so on and so forth, or non-platform rather. But actual Nazis who are flying actual Nazi flags and espousing actual Nazi ideology, that's okay. So this group, if you're not familiar, in recent years has downplayed its neo-Nazi sympathies, but their affinities are not in any way subtle. Azov soldiers march and train wearing uniforms bearing the icons of the Third Reich, like actual swastikas and so on and so forth. Excuse me. Its leadership has reportedly courted American alt-right, as they refer to it, anybody that's whatever, but and neo-Nazi elements. And in 2010, the battalion's first commander and former Ukrainian parliamentarian, Andrei Beletsky, stated that Ukraine's national purpose was to, quote, lead the white races of the world in a final crusade against Semite-led, subhumans. So, yeah, these people are like some of the worst human beings on earth. That's it.
That's it. And now Facebook allows them to fucking just chill, dude.
Yeah, it's okay.
Whereas I posted, it was a video about Jake Paul is what I got banned for. A knockout video of Jake Paul. Yeah. Oh. But this, if I would have just been posting Nazi videos, I probably would have been fine on Facebook.
Well, yeah, as long as the Nazi videos are like in support of a better cause.
Sure.
I mean, it's okay to be a Nazi if you just,
So we need to start a group called Nazis Against Pediatric Cancer.
Yes.
And I think you'd be fine on Facebook, right?
Yeah, just get, like, all the doctors have swastikas tattooed on the side of their heads.
Yeah.
And then you're good.
Because you can grow your hair over it. It's kind of like Demi Lovato's new tattoo. That's a fun one. Just a giant spider on the side of her skull. And that can grow back over it like you're fine. You're absolutely fine with that. But this weird fucking tier 1 bullshit from Facebook, fuck off, dude. I'm seeing more and more messages. I don't know about you. I don't use Facebook that much. I use it for private groups. I take that back. I use it for private groups like Drinkin Bros Sports and shit like that. And Drinkin Bros Maine.
That's all I use it for, yeah.
That's it. And our podcast page. But like, I don't know that I've posted anything on my real account in forever.
No.
Less and less people, and I'm seeing messages pop up that just say, hey, dude, follow me on Instagram.
Yeah.
I'm not on, and I know Facebook owns Instagram, and that's fine.
But it's just a different platform.
Yes. And I don't know, man. With the whole Facebook shit, I wonder if it's going to end up like a digital playground, kind of like MySpace was, where in the end it's going to be like a fucking yearbook. Like what was the yearbook app? Classmates.com? That's it. I think eventually that feels like where it's headed.
Yeah.
Because right now everybody wants to look at pictures, videos, everything else. And like Instagram is literally trying to turn into TikTok. They're just turning all your videos into fucking little TikToks now.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure where this heads, but for Facebook as a whole, I don't know if it weren't for private groups that it would still really be that fucking popular. How often do you guys use it back there? Because you guys are fucking 30.
I would have fucking deleted it if it wasn't for this job.
Right? Yeah, right?
Yeah, I wouldn't have Facebook if it wasn't for the actual groups, I guess.
What about you, Giorgio?
I'm actively trying to delete it.
Okay. And Rob?
Facebook super user. I like to leave reviews on restaurants, post as many pictures of my kid as I can. It's fun there. I connect with a lot of older relatives. It's fun. It's fun.
That feels like that's the only thing left is to post pictures of kids for your relatives. And
Well,
that's
it's like I don't like going to the nursing home, but that's where these motherfuckers live.
yeah.
Keep that shit off Instagram, Rob.
Yeah, you got to keep the babies off of Instagram. I learned that long ago.
Nobody wants to see his freak head.
Somebody hit me up, like I was posting a picture of my kid, and they're like, hey, dude, we follow you for like hilarious shit. This isn't fucking funny. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. Bob, you don't care, though. You just posted your kid in a helmet. You just said, hey.
This is America,
Yeah, it is.
and I'll do what the fuck I want. If you don't want to see pictures of my baby from time to time, don't fucking follow me. If you use your Instagram feed in one hand and your dick in the other, then I'm not a person you should be following anyway.
Gonna unfollow right now.
Please. This would be a good time to let listeners know to send Dan pictures of my kid in his DMs. Feel free to do that. Dan Regester, not Dan Holloway.
Obviously. What is it, at Dan Regester? Is that your Instagram handle?
Yeah, at Dan Regester. Send him pictures of my baby.
Send him a tit pic, too. If you're out there, just send him some nudes. Dicks are tits.
Maybe skip a couple of lines between the pictures of his child and the nudes.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah, please.
Obviously.
don't.
Like, yeah, write a message underneath it and then say, hey, this is unchild related, and here's a picture of my penis. A listener sent me in his penis the other day. And I said, hey, congratulations on that.
Yeah, that shouldn't be happening.
Yeah, it did. And I said, hey, appreciate it, dude. Decent size. Way to go. Good for him. Next up, in case of nuclear war, duck and then cover your mouth, please. For those old enough to remember the training videos teaching students how to react to a nuclear attack during the Cold War, duck and cover is well known. In light of the ongoing tension with Russia, the government recently updated their guidelines to include the most dangerous threat during the nuclear apocalypse, and that is COVID, Dan. So cover your mouth. Or I guess if you're Garcetti, just inhale, right? And don't exhale?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how long you can hold it, but
Yeah.
got to give it a shot, I guess.
So, along with instructions to hide in basements and remove contaminated clothing, the new guidelines encourage survivors of nuclear war to continue practicing social distancing and wearing masks. Because if a nuclear bomb does go off near you, the most important thing to remember is to wear a mask, okay? The guide instructs people that if warned of an imminent nuclear attack, to get inside the nearest building, and when you've reached a safe place, this is a direct quote, try to maintain a distance of at least 6 feet between yourself and people who are not part of your household.
Yeah, and if you can help it, try to avoid the radiation.
Yeah.
Because that's what's going to fucking kill you.
Yeah,
Fucking dummy. Jesus Christ.
And this is no lie. This is actually part of this statement as well. If possible, wear a mask if you're sheltering with people who are not a part of your household. So if it is possible, you know, like let's say you're running for your life or you've got to just kind of gather up all your worldly possessions from your house and run to the border. Don't forget your mask on the way out. Because, God damn it, we'd hate to see you get COVID right before that nuclear bomb hits.
Also important, keep your pets inside.
Yes.
Tells you that as well.
Yeah, it sure does.
Dog goes outside, gets some radiation on it. Everyone gets a tumor when he comes back in.
Yeah.
I'm a tumor. Remember that from Family Guy? It's fucking funny. I don't know.
Sean Penn, by the way, was... do we have the picture of Sean Penn leaving Ukraine? Because he's gone. I think he had a mask on as he was rolling his little bag down the street. Pull that up, Bob. This is a great photo. And there it is. Boom, right there. His little bag was all bandaged up like that. No, he didn't have a mask on. Sean! Damn it, dude. Didn't you read the fucking guidelines? Wear a mask. So what happened to the bag that's all bandaged up? Like that, like did that bag get
Not
bombed?
his first war zone, you know? Seen some stuff.
That zipper just couldn't take all that heat, you know?
Also, do you think any disease or virus or anything could live inside of Sean Penn, let alone his lungs?
Nope. No. And who took this picture? Who took that gorgeous picture of him walking away? So he said he had to hike 14 miles, by the way, Dan.
Yeah, that's a long time. That must have taken him, I don't know, 3 hours.
Well, with a suitcase like that?
It's
Maybe
a roller
longer.
bag.
That is rugged terrain out there.
He was carrying 0 weight. So fuck him.
That's rugged terrain out there. I'm going to guess that's an 8-hour hike for him with the bag. Again, I'm factoring the bag in because the bag was injured. So you had an injured bag there. It was taped up.
It was, yeah. It looked like, remember those, that first Sarah McLachlan fucking dog video where the dogs are bandaged up like they were just in World War II or some shit?
Mm-hmm.
That's what it looked like.
In the heart
Like, he didn't actually get injured at all, but the bag did. So, R.I.P., I guess. You fucking cunt.
If he had images of the bag getting shot up and posted those on Instagram, it'd be the greatest thing of all time.
Yeah.
The greatest thing of all time. You know what else is great? The new website, the new store, dude. We've been rocking the store for the last few months.
Yeah, there's something wrong with the main site right now. I don't know what it is, but you can go to shop.drinkinbros.com and get there still.
Yeah.
To the part where you actually buy shit. There's nothing else on our site that matters.
Certain computers can bring it up, certain can't. I don't
I don't know.
understand.
It's a DNS issue. It's something about our backend server because we've been porting our site over to a newer spot, so it's just acting weird. But the shop site is still fine.
Shop is still fine.
Yeah, so
Abraham Lincoln's a crisis actor. That's my new favorite.
yeah, that one's a good one. But also pull up that shirt that I mentioned earlier. It's the one in the top left. Go on up. There you go. So 13 of them to memorialize the 13 U.S. service members who needlessly lost their lives because Joe Biden's incompetent. And all of that money is going to go to the Save Our Allies Foundation. Tim Kennedy, Nick Palmisano, Sarah Verardo, Mike Simpson, a number of people are involved in that.
Yeah, so 100% of the proceeds will go directly to them. Like, we're not taking any money off of this, obviously. And that's a badass shirt. Who made that?
I don't know, actually. Brittany, probably.
That's great. That's a great. Yeah, so if you want to help support, again, 100% of the proceeds go to saveourallies.org. There's a bunch of cool stuff in the shop as well. Peruse it, grab a bro box, grab some glassware. We got everything in the store. Store's rocking these days. Next up, a woman creates a scavenger hunt out of her boyfriend's body parts. That's a fun time.
Okay.
A night of wild sex turned into a grisly scavenger hunt for police officers after a woman allegedly murdered her boyfriend and dismembered his body. Is there a picture of this lovely couple, Bobby?
Yeah,
Bobby
hold on,
3
just a
Sticks?
sec. Pulling
No,
it
take
up.
your time. I'll describe the story.
I don't think there's a picture of the dude.
There was earlier because I almost
was, yeah.
I texted this to Jessie. I didn't know she had a crime corner, but she did. Fuck, I'm only seeing the chick right now. Damn it, the post had it earlier.
Pull up the chick. Let's see how hot she was and if this is worth it or not.
I just had to adjust.
Oh, shit. I was not expecting somebody to be relatively attractive. That's a 7. What do you got there? Across the board? Let's hear from the judges back there.
There's a picture of her rack. If Bob could pull that
Oh,
one up, he's had a second.
Bobby.
He's hiding this.
Is that the
from us.
mugshot?
There we go.
That's a great mugshot.
He's-
Shit, if that's a
He's
mugshot?
slow rolling us over here.
Whoa! Whoa! All right. That's where the Moabs are, the mother of all bombs. That's a... whew.
Now, if you look just a little bit south of her titties, you're going to see a very deep belly button. And that means she's fat.
Really?
Yes.
Pop that back up. Let me see that deep button.
I agree with Dan, and there's definitely a lot of sucking in, leaning over, trying to make things as flat as possible.
That's fine, but for
So maybe she was just, I'm not fat shaming, I'm saying maybe she was hungry, and that's why she killed this guy.
The high-waisted yoga pants are a giveaway.
there looks like a C scar there. Can you zoom into that just above the belly button? Why is there a... Yeah, see, that's great. That's all fine. That all plays.
Enhance.
And then look at that deep belly button. You could put a full penis in there. That's crazy, dude. Is that a birth thing? Do you know?
I don't know.
Maybe she's born with it. Maybe it's Maybelline.
I mean, you could slip out of one and into the other.
Oh, God damn it. That's big. I don't think I've seen a belly button that big in a while.
You know, it's a good day when you fill it up.
Yeah. But I will say this: if that was like a one night thing, it's probably a fun time for the night, unless you get dismembered, obviously. Officers in Green Bay, Wisconsin, say they were tipped off after the victim's mother found his severed head and penis in a bucket in her basement. That's two fun things to keep a hold of right there. The suspect, 24-year-old Taylor Denise Shabusiness. Yes, dude. Can I get applause for the last name, please? Please. Giorgio.
Dan took away my.
No
Dan
way,
He
dude.
told me I took.
For
he told me I couldn't.
Shabusiness?
He told me I couldn't.
Press it. Press it. Press the button for Shabusiness. Thank you. Thank you. Shabusiness, dude. The look on Delco's face, he's so pissed off about the fucking applause button. I love it. We should probably hit that 2 more times, obviously. Shabusiness claims that she did not initially intend to kill her boyfriend, but after she began choking him, she realized she enjoyed it, as most people do. I think whenever you're choking somebody in bed, you get to that point where it's real close, where you're like, oh man, this is fun, but I should ease off. She didn't. She didn't. The woman began choking the man upon his request. So it was his request on this. And once again, this gets dark. He began coughing up blood. And then she decided she might as well go all the way. Eesh, Shabusiness. Come on, Shabusiness. The 24-year-old admitted that she continued choking the victim out of morbid curiosity, which became even more morbid once the man had died. After choking her boyfriend to death, Shabusiness spent between 2 and 3 hours continuing to have sex with his corpse. How is that possible?
I don't know. A cock ring?
Well, here,
You can stay hard after.
Yeah, I was going to say, so if you have
That's Clerks, right? Yeah.
it is. So you could have if you die with a boner, does it stay? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, why not?
I gotta stop reacting to things before I have all the information.
This is the thing you're kind of putting your foot down on?
Yeah.
I mean, she decapitated him, and
Well, that was later. She fucked him for like 3 hours.
so it was accidental murder that then turned to enjoyable. I'm guessing second-degree murder in the heat of the passion.
Is that the guy?
Then
is
turned
the
to
guy.
necrophilia, then decapitation.
Oof. Look at that. Was that 2 minutes before this happened? This feels like a photo you send to your friends where you're like, hey, dude, I just took this crazy shit home from the bar. Not sure what's going to happen. And then that's it. Show that face one more time. Oh, man, he looks like he knew. He fucking knew. Sad thing about that photo, Bob, one more time on that photo. The saddest thing about this photo is it's not an iPhone. You know, that's a green texter. Some would say he deserves to die. You know, when you have a green text pop up, are you allowed to live in America? No.
That's embarrassing.
No, you're not. After choking him and obviously molesting the corpse, the woman used a bread knife to dismember the body before scattering the parts around the basements, as well as a minivan parked outside the home. Yikes. According to the police report, she planned on taking all of the body parts with her, but she only got his leg and his foot into the minivan before she got too lazy to carry the rest. Now that I can understand. A dead body is heavy.
Well, and once you drain all the blood and shit, it's not that bad.
Yeah, but if you're a chick trying to carry a dude's body,
Oh, yeah.
that's hard.
You don't want to do that.
At one point, she began to feel paranoid and tired, which she attributed to the drugs she had taken. Obviously, I'm not surprised that there was drugs involved. She proceeded to hide the rest of the remains throughout the basement, although according to her statement to the police, she totally forgot that she left the severed head and penis inside the bucket.
Who hasn't forgotten
That
there's a severed head
and a penis inside of a bucket. Shabusiness is currently being held without bond. Now, that one I understand.
Well, I mean, if she had raped a child, she'd already be out of jail.
Yeah, she'd be fucking partying in the streets. She'd be at Mardi Gras. Right? It's Mardi Gras season right now.
I don't know.
Brother.
I mean, look, if you start sending me texts and it's green.
Yeah. You're out of the fucking crew. Giorgio,
Wait,
is it weird that I pictured you like this is a fucking Tinder date on a Tuesday for you? I feel like.
Even I have limits, and Dan was right about that deep belly button.
Yeah,
deep.
I'm not wrong about that.
No.
There's a hot to crazy ratio, and she was a little too crazy for her hotness. She did not fall within my range.
Ish. Kip Knuth just gave you 20 for drugs and ammo for D'Anthony. That's nice. That's a nice thing. That's a beautiful story to end on. We always like to end these. It's just super dark on this show. I say we leave it at that. Now's the point in the show. We get to the Drinkin' Bro of the week. We need a new submission form, by the way, on that website.
Yeah, we'll get one.
Okay. This one is going to go out to Team Hard AF, everybody who worked on this. Our lawyer, Rachel, I'm sorry. You know I've had too many of these goddamn things today, okay? We've been celebrating. It's launch day, hardafseltzer.com. Rachel Schaefer, Doug and Chris, obviously from Tactical Brewing, and then D'Anthony, and then Life is Brewing in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. Dude, we love you guys, man. None of this would have been possible, and the reason why I'm getting rocked today is this was a very, very long fucking process. We'll do a show about it tomorrow and tell you about pricing and everything else and why, and then hopefully you guys at home will do something like this, or you might be doing something like this and wondering how it's going and all that other shit, and we'll be able to give you an honest take on it. But after almost 2 long years of this, yeah, it's time to fucking party today. And I was shit today, Dan. You carried the show. I'm sorry.
I don't care.
Sorry I let you down today.
You should be apologizing to them, not me. And not just for this, but for everything.
But for my life.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. Go to hardamseltzer.com. Buy the seltzers out today. You can party for St. Patrick's Day. We're shipping up to Boston, too. God damn it. It even goes to Massachusetts. For Dan the Anthony Holloway, I'm Ross Patterson. This is Drinkin' Bros. Fake news. Good night, everyone.